Yo, what's going on, guys? So today we're going to be taking a look at some new YuGiOh cards. The Tri-Brigades are getting some more support in Lightning Overdrive, and on top of that, the Dogmatica getting more support as well. And what I'm most excited about is actually going to be this new Dragon Boss Albion fusion monster. And the most important thing, actually, in a long time that we have some good news for is a new YuGiOh game has a title placeholder. And I'm really excited to see what this game is going to go ahead and be. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop right into it. So, first card, like I mentioned before, the Tri-Brigades are getting some new support in a new Link monster. So, this is going to be a Link 2 Fire Beast Link effect monster. Here is the zoomed up artwork. 1700 attack, the Link zones are going to be in the left and the bottom right. And for its materials, it's going to require you to have 2 Tri-Brigade monsters, and it says that you can only use this card to name first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is you can discard 2 cards and target one of your banished level 4 or lower beast, beast warrior, or winged beast monsters and special summon it. The second part of it says, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to add a Tri-Brigade spell/trap from your deck to your hand, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of their deck. Also, you cannot special monsters for the rest of the turn except for Tri-Brigade monsters. Ooh, this is actually a huge downside considering this part of it lets you bring back anything, but then it's only Tri-Brigade. If this card effect right here said that you can bring back whatever, like instead of it just bring Tri-Brigade, it was just Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast, I think this card would have a lot more versatility, obviously, but that is going to be one of the newer cards. Next up, this is going to be a promo card. The name of it is the Amiibe San over here. Here's the zoomed up artwork on the little fish girl over here. But this is going to be a promo. I'm not sure when we're getting this because it's not from like a core set. But whenever you buy a product, you just get one of these for free. It's not really going to be something that you guys probably are going to be super hyped about, but it is a new YuGiOh card. So I want to go ahead and cover it. But at the start of your main phase 1, you can reveal this card in your hand and both players gain 300 life points. It's going to be interesting to see if someone tries to figure out some cheese with it, but I'm sure, like, if you guys remember like Golden Ladybug, like there was a cheese variant of some type of stall decks that would just keep on healing over and over again. But I'm wondering if there is going to be a way for you to heal up the opponent and then damage yourself. And then there are a lot of weird YuGiOh cards that allow you to go ahead and inflict like the difference in like the life via, like, let's say Hope for Escape, where you get to draw a bunch of cards, like you would reduce your life, but this one gains life points on both. But there might be some weird interaction where you can mess around with this, but for the most part, it's probably not going to be a big deal in the metagame. All right, so starting off next over here, I want to go and check out the new Stigma Dragon. This is the Albion boss, level 8 Dark Dragon Fusion Monster. I really love the artwork on this. He looks like he is a mega monster. Anyways, level 8 Dark Dragon Fusion Effect Monster, 2500 attack and 2000 defense points. Its materials are the Fallen of Albaz plus a light monster. And it says that you can only use this card's name first and second effects, so once per turn each. The first effect is, if this card is fusion summoned, you get to fusion summon 1 level 8 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck, except for Albion, the Stigma Dragon, by banishing your monsters in the hand, field, or graveyard as fusion materials. The second part of it is, during the end phase, if this card was sent to the graveyard this turn, you can take 1 Stigmata spell/trap from your deck and either add it to your hand or set it directly to your field. Okay, so as soon as it's fusion summon, you get to go ahead and bring out like this boss monster and then bring out a potentially another one over here. I like it. It's kind of a nice little stepping stone. But then also, if you bring out something that has set level, that's like a easier way to go ahead and go right into potentially a rank play or a link play that might require very specific things. But I think that's a cool card nonetheless overall. Next up, though, they have some more cards. This is going to be the Stigma of White over here. It's going to be the normal spell card, which is the only one here with the little guy in the silhouette. And it says that you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is to fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck by using monsters you control or have in your hand, including a dragon monster as materials. If you are using Fallen of Albaz as material, you can also banish materials from your graveyard instead. The second part of it says, during the end phase, if this card was sent to the graveyard this turn to activate the effect of Fallen of Albaz, you can set set this card to your field. Okay, so they're really incorporating the ideas of recycling with this. Next up, we have the Stigma Omnious Cry over here, which is the other normal trap card. I believe it's going to be the one with the giant dragon on it. Anyways, normal trap card that says you can only use this card's name second effect once per turn. The first part of it says if a fusion monster was sent to your graveyard during this turn, special summon one of your fusion monsters from the graveyard or that is banished. Oh, it doesn't even have to be like destroyed. That's actually really insane if you're able to go ahead and set this up. Obviously, trap card's a little bit slow. Amazing. And then the second part of it says during the end phase, if this card was sent to the graveyard this turn to activate the effect of Fallen of Albion, you can set this card to your field. And then next up we have the Judgment of Stigma, which is probably going to be this final card with a little laser beam that's coming out. It is a normal trap card that says you can only use this card's name second effect once per turn. The first effect is to target one level 8 or higher fusion monster you control, destroy all monsters your opponent controls whose attack is higher than or equal to that monster's. The second part of it says during the end phase, if this card was sent to the graveyard this turn to activate the effect of Fallen of Albion, you can set this card to your field. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it has to be a very high fusion. If it didn't require that, then this card would actually be really good in Splashful and obviously a lot of things. But I don't know if anyone's going to realistically play that, because a lot of the times when they bring out their big, strong monster that has a lot of attack, it's more likely going to be stopping your effects anyways, or they'll go ahead and stop it before you can really make use of this, because it is, at the end of the day, a slower trap card. Next up, though, we have more dogmaticas over here. So it looks like they are getting a new ritual, I guess. That's pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and check out this. So the first card that we're taking a look at is going to be the Ritual Spell card over here. That is just called Dogmaticas. Okay, it says Ritual Spell card. This card is used to ritual summon any Dogmatica ritual monsters. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. First part of it says ritual summon one Dogmatica monster from your hand by either tributing monsters you control or have in your hand whose total levels exactly equal the monster you ritual summon, or by sending one monster with the same level as the ritual monster you ritual summon from your extra deck to the graveyard. Okay, that's kind of strange wording, but anyways, for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. It says, oh, it's just like, this is not important here, it's just like for the lore or whatever. Next up, the Ritual, obviously, the only card here. So it's going to be a light Ritual Spellcaster effect monster with only 500 attack but 2,500 defense points. And it says you can Ritual summon this card with Dogmaticas. You can only use this card's name second effect once per turn. The first part of it says you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. The second part of it says if an opponent's card or effect is activated, you get to send one monster from your extra deck to the graveyard and look at your opponent's extra deck, and if you do, send one monster from there to the graveyard. This card gains attack equal to half the sent monster's total attack till the end of this turn. This card is absolutely amazing, because you get to choose, right? You can look at your opponent's entire extra deck. And, you know, some archetypes, there's only like one, or like some things like limited, semi-limited. If you're able to hit double of those, obviously, even just hitting that one key card, that one librarian against a synchro player, like, they just fold, right? That is a huge deal for a lot of decks. Although, you know, with like ABC, they recently just put the other one at triple, and Totally Awesome has been changed too. But for some archetypes, losing out on that one card can be huge. Or if they use like Extravagance or the other card that banishes from the extra deck, maybe they RNG and they just only have one copy of the card that they need and you banish it. This could actually be a pretty big deal. Like this, being able to see your opponent's extra deck turn one is kind of a really strong play, because not only do you know what you're playing up against usually, but you can just disrupt them, and certain decks just cannot function without that one stepping stone. So a really good card at the end of the day. Next up though, we have a, I guess I want to say this is a new archetype. This is the Supreme Arch Serpent. Gondola. So here are the artworks on these guys. What are they? This looks like all over the place for artwork. This almost looks like the festival archetype. But anyways, let's go and check out these other new cards. Supreme Arch Serpent Gonda. Okay, so Fire Reptile effect. That's going to be this card on the far left over here. And anyways, says that it's level 8, question mark attack, 0 defense, and it says that you can only use this card's name first and third effects once per turn each. The first part of it says if this card is in your hand or graveyard and there's a face-up card in your field zone, you can special summon this card but banish it if it leaves the field. The second part of it is if Vast Desert Gonda is on the field, this card's original attack becomes 3,000. If Vast Desert Gold, I'm just going to call it Vast Desert for short, is on the field, would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish one monster from your graveyard instead. I guess if you have like the Imperial Iron Wall, nothing getting banished, it comes back every turn for 3,000 attack, or you could just keep on using it as it's if in your hand or graveyard. That's really good. I like it. So just in case they bounce it back. Obviously, this part of it is only once per turn. And then also this part, but like I just think it's good, just free extra cards. And then we have more Spriggan support. Okay, so we have the Spriggan brothers over here, which is going to be these. I think this one over here, which is the level 4 fire. But anyways, Fire Machine effect, level 4, 300 and 1800 defense, says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first part of it says if this card is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you target a Spriggan's monster in your graveyard, except for Spriggan's brother, and special summon in defense position. The second part of it says if this card is in your hand, field, or graveyard, you target a Spriggan Exceed monster you control and attach it to it as material. That's kind of how the whole archetype works. And then next up, we have a Spriggan's Merry Maker, which is going to be, I think, the Exceed monster here. So it's a Fire Machine Exceed effect, rank foil with 1100 attack and 2000 defense points. It is generic, so 2 level 4 monsters. It says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first part of it says if this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you get to send one Spriggan's monster from your deck to the graveyard. The second part of it says during your opponent's main phase or either player's battle phase, as a quick effect, you can banish this card until the end phase. Then, if this card had 2 or more material, you can send one fusion monster that uses Fallen of Albaz as material from your extra deck to the graveyard. Next up, though, we have the Spriggan's Booty, which is going to be the spell card over here. Oh, so this is all Spriggan support then. Okay, I thought we were getting a new archetype here, but I guess it kind of works well with it. But Spriggan's Booty, spell continuous. You can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first part of it says if a face-up Exceed monster you control leaves the field by a card effect, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls. That monster cannot activate its effects that activate on the field for the rest of the turn. Oh, so you banish yourself and you get to stop a card. That's cool. This could actually, wait, it doesn't say specifically Spriggans, so you could use this potentially with, like, let's say the Time Thieves, right? That could be a good little use with it. The second part of it says you can send this face-up card from the spell and trap zone to the graveyard to activate one Vast Desert Gold from your deck or graveyard. Okay, so that's pretty good overall for that archetype, but even the first effect, I'm not sure if Time Thieves are ever going to become super OP or like meta, but I do like that effect that you're able to go ahead and not only make your monster go away so you're kind of dodging things, but then also coming right back and then stopping your opponent from activating its effects. It can still attack, but remember, it's only something that activates on the field. Some cards will resolve elsewhere, so keep that in mind as well. But this is a new YuGiOh game. It says new digital title, Master Duel Temporal title confirmed. So all they're really announcing is just some new YuGiOh digital title. Whether it's a mobile game or if it's going to be like on the Switch and PS5, it would be kind of cool. I would really like to see Duelist of the Roses, next gen, like maybe a remaster or something like that. I think that would be really cool too, but that's all we really know for information on the new YuGiOh game. Again, I have no idea. The real thing with the new YuGiOh game is, can it just be the last YuGiOh game? Can it just get the updates like, I think a lot of players want? I don't want to buy a new game and then like the ban list gets outdated, they don't release the new cards, and then you just have to buy another game. It's been their business model for a long time. I'm curious to know how you guys feel about it. Do you guys like that system where they release a new YuGiOh game, maybe give it 1 or 2 ban list updates, and then they just forget about it? Like, I want a game that consistently gets the updates. That's why, the YuGiOh community is basically playing Dev Pro, well, not really Dev Pro, EDO Pro, or they're playing over on like Dueling Nexus or Dueling Book, because we get these updates and we want to play the new card. We don't want to play on ban lists that are like a year old using cards that are from several formats ago. Even though sometimes those formats are kind of fun, people want the new content instead of like waiting for a really long time for another YuGiOh title come out and then it doesn't get supported, and then like some cards are locked behind paywalls, and like because some cards are locked behind the structure deck. Like, it's just a mess. I really hope that this can be the final YuGiOh game. Who knows if it will be. But the last bit of news over here is the Prismatic Art Collection reprints over here. There is a new cool art for Red Eyes. This is, I believe, an art we haven't seen in a while. And because this card is, of course, going to be in that Prismatic Art Collection print, it might be a sought-after card over here. You see the artwork on it. It looks quite nice indeed for the Red Eyes Black Dragon. But anyways, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for all of the new YuGiOh news over here. You guys can let me know your thoughts on them down below. But if you are new here and you want to see gameplay or more new YuGiOh cards in the future, make sure you guys subscribe with that bell notification on, and you'll definitely see more very soon. I cannot wait to cover this new YuGiOh game as well once it goes ahead and we can get some gameplay for you guys. But take care, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video. And I'm signing out. Peace. There's also 2 videos up on the screen if you want to click them.